CNN never fails to find the silliest leftists out there, and this one wants Joe Biden in his last 60 days to make Kamala Harris president. Take a look.
Joe Biden has been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
It would absolve her from being able to from having to oversee the January 6th transition, right, of her own defeat, and it would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things that the public want to see. Is the time. This is the moment for us to change the entire perspective of how Democrats operate.
This has now jumped from an internet meme to a Sunday morning show.
Jamal's out here right now.
Congratulations.
Season of House of Cards.
I thought you were going to say, what about the Supreme Court? That's also out there.
Well, the Supreme Court might happen. I don't know if it will, but I think this is something that's in Joe Biden's control. And if he did it, it would fulfill his last promise. It would give Kamala Harris the chance to be the 47th president of the United States of America. It would disrupt all of Donald Trump's paraphernalia. Right? He'd have to rebrand everything. But she would, and it would make it easier for the next woman who runs for president to not have to worry about all the historical, weight of being the first. Oh.
Can you believe he's serious? Scott Jennings, you can see he's actually, and we'll talk more about him later, he is actually laughing at him on the panel, which he should be. He should be openly mocked for that idea for a couple reasons. Here is what I cannot believe about what that guy is saying. This should be so insulting to people on the left. It should particularly be, I'm just saying logically, I don't really believe in being offended in general, but it should be offensive logically to women who maybe have political ambitions, or especially colored women who have political ambitions. And the reason why I say that, again, I don't believe this, but according to their ideology, they should. And the reason why I say that is because it is the ultimate DEI hire. Ultimate. I mean, it does not get more than this. You thought that when Biden made Kamala Harris the vice president, that was the ultimate DEI hire, and we all thought that. But no. Nothing would be bigger than Kamala Harris being made president with 0 votes, only because she's a woman. No one elects her, but someone puts her in. And I don't think liberals who are saying this have thought this all the way through, because essentially what they're saying, in other words, but really this is what they're saying. They're saying, and he really said it there, the only way a woman could be president is if a straight white man put her there. That's what they said. Those are not my words, guys. I don't believe that. I think a perfectly capable woman could easily be president any day. In fact, we had Nikki Haley, who had great support in Republicans. Not my favorite candidate, but I'm just saying, Republicans have put women out there before, and they just haven't won primaries. But I think that there's some great, women leadership in there. I think a lot of Republicans are a fan of Tulsi Gabbard right now. I don't know if I would want her to be president, but I think if she were to run in a primary, I think she'd do well. That's all I'm saying. But in their words, they're saying that the only reason to break the mold, we need a white dude to put someone in there. The American people can't be trusted with that. They put, by the way, in the last 10 years, they put 2 of the worst women in American history, the 2 worst women that America really has to offer, as their nominees. And they think that American sexism is the problem. They're not realizing we don't have a sexism problem, guys. We have a Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton problem. I don't know how this is so hard to understand. Like, they put the worst women up there. Again, Tulsi Gabbard, she was a Democrat. You put her up there, she might have had a good shot against Trump. Frankly, she was well-spoken. She's got a pretty good record, a fairly moderate record when she was a congresswoman in Hawaii. She was a veteran. I mean, that speaks to a lot of people. Would I have voted for her over Trump? No, I wouldn't have. But it has nothing to do with her being a woman. And if you were to say, hey, Josh, the choice is between Tulsi Gabbard and Kamala Harris, I'd be like, Tulsi Gabbard, hands down. And it would have nothing to do with her gender. It wouldn't be, well, they're both women, so I don't like either of them. No. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's just policy, guys. The problem is that they put the 2 least likable women in history up and then called it sexism. But let's get to the practicality of what this guy is saying, because that's really funny and really important as well. It's not just being floated that Joe Biden should step down and make Kamala Harris president. They are also talking about I'm going to say her name wrong, Sotomayor, who is a woman. She is a Supreme Court justice. She's getting older. She's a liberal. She's one of the 3 liberal judges out there. They're worried about a I always say her name wrong. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, problem where she gets too old, she dies, and then Trump is president and puts in the next Supreme Court justice. They're worried about that. So they're pressuring her to retire, and people are floating that Biden should replace her with Kamala Harris, which that's crazy. Put aside for a second how unqualified Kamala Harris is for a second, because that alone is just insane. So put that aside for a second. The practicality of it for either making Kamala Harris president or Supreme Court justice, it's not there. And the reason why is because Joe Biden hates Kamala Harris. He hates her. You think, just think for a second, and this guy obviously didn't think it through. You think Biden is going to give up his last 2 months in power for his whole life? This guy, my parents were born in 1973. Joe Biden became a senator, I believe, in 1973. I think that's when he won his first election. You could fact check me on that. In any case, I think it's in the 70s. So for the whole life of not me, my parents, this guy has been a major leader in American politics. And now it's over. It's not going to keep happening. I mean, this is it for him. He's probably going to pass away in the next few years. God rest his soul. But this is it. He's got the last 60 days of his power. And you think that he is going to give that up to the girl who cooed him? I mean, really, that's what happened. Obama forced Joe Biden to make Kamala Harris his VP. He never wanted her to begin with. She literally called him a racist on stage in 2020 in front of all of America, in front of all Democrats. She called him a racist. Obama then forces Biden to make her his VP. Then she coups him for the nomination. And you think that he's going to give up his last 60 days to her? No chance. No chance. Kamala Harris is not going to be president. She shouldn't be president. Do I think, like, in this world of American politics that at this point is essentially reality TV, that it'd be hilarious? It would be funny. And what that guy says about it screwing up Donald Trump's, like, 47th president gear and, all the merch, that's funny. That's really, really funny. Do I kind of want it to happen? Almost a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. That would be hilarious, but it's not going to happen. Biden, the guy who has the power, does not want it to. He doesn't want it to go down that way. He's got 60 days left of power. He wants his legacy intact. It's not. It's in shambles. But you would make it worse by making Kamala Harris succeed you. You're essentially saying, yes, I was too old the whole time, and I can't even make it 2 more months. Again, it's not because Democrats don't want it. I think Democrats might want it. It's because Biden will not allow it. Or his handlers, maybe. It could be Biden's handlers. I think Jill Biden doesn't want it, but either way, it's not going to happen. I want to talk to you guys about a partner of the show that I have been getting overwhelmingly positive feedback about, and I'm talking about Caliber. When it comes to protection in the bedroom, men, you are not settling for your best. One size fits all does not, in fact, actually fit all, and it does not inspire confidence. It does not create a good experience at all, and it may not be offering you the protection that you want, which is, of course, why you bought it in the first place. With Caliber, however, that is not the case. None of those 3 things that I just said are the case, because you have 6 sizes to choose from, and they make it easy to start with a Find Your Size sampler. For a limited time for my viewers, I've talked about it in the past that there was a $25 gift card. It is now a $50 gift card for my viewers with a first-time purchase. And again, it's a money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to you. I would say that for something so important like this, for men's sexual fitness, something this important, you may want to splurge a little bit. Let's spend a little bit more money for it, right? With Caliber, you get the great product and you get the great price. You don't have to splurge for a great product now with Caliber. Again, it's 5 times tested for maximum comfort. There are literally thousands of customers who are improving their sexual fitness with Caliber. Simply go to the link in my description and get that Find Your Size sampler today.